ADACA is a first-person shooter similar to Half-Life, Halo and s.t.a.l.k.e.r, made by a single dev named Siris Pendrake. This game got my attention from this YouTube video by Jarek the Gaming Dragon. It looked really interesting to me and it wasn't that expensive. As the Steam summer sale came around and the price lowered, I immediately bought it and played it. But after I played through it for around 4 hours, I have some very mixed feelings. So let's talk about that in this little review. This game is very inspired by Half-Life, so it must have a great story like Half-Life, right? Sadly, no. I didn't get anything about the story. It is not interesting at all and it's very weird. Like, it's so much dialogue, but you can't really read it sometimes because you are focused on moving through the level or fighting enemies. You also have to press a button every time you want to get to the next page of dialogue. And because it doesn't have any voice acting, you can't listen to it passively and get it that way. It also tries to set up a G-Man-like character but fails at that. So the story isn't great and I didn't get it at all. So for me, it was more about the gameplay and moving from level to level. So let's talk about that. The gameplay is definitely the star of the show in this game. You move very fast and you can jump around. You also can crouch jump, just like in Half-Life. The shooting is very underwhelming because you just hit scan everything and the weapon animations feel worse than unmodded Half-Life. You can also just carry 2 main weapons and 1 secondary. So if you run out of ammo, you have to give up some cool weapons. The game forces you through that to play with weapons the game wants you to play, which takes a lot of the freedom. But there is a large variety of weapons, which is pretty cool. ADACA also has a gravity gun-like weapon through your arm, but because it is your arm, you can use it at any time, which makes it a lot more useful than the OG gravity gun from Half-Life 2. You can pick up objects from pretty far distances, you can throw them fast, slow, or lay them down. You can even pick up weapons from your enemy's hands, which is really cool. Sadly, it has its problems. If you hold down the button and then hover over an object, it doesn't get pulled to you. So you have to perfectly look at an object and then you have to press the button. That makes it unnecessarily precise, which makes it annoying to use. But what about the enemies? Well, they are a mixed bag. Some are color-coded, really good, like a sniper or a shotgunner, but some of them I have no idea what they do. There are also a lot of different looking enemies with different weapons and all, but they all just feel the same. Most enemies also have way too much health and your weapons just feel weak. The enemy's AI is also very bad. They always know where you are and they don't take cover. They just aimbot you down when they see you. Later they also become way too strong, like I played on normal difficulty and they killed me in 2 shots. Because of that I can't use the fun moveset or anything like that. I just have to hide behind cover, let them shoot and then shoot back. So ADACA has some great ideas in the gameplay department, but mostly fails to execute them. But let's look at the maps of varying quality. The maps are very beautiful and still visually pretty clear where you have to go. There are many props to throw at enemies and if you turn on volumetric fog, you get some very beautiful god rays. But your system has to handle all of this. Like yes, it's a low poly game, but the lighting is still very demanding. What was weird is that the game slows down sometimes, even if there wasn't actually something going on. So the dev definitely has to optimize some maps. Sadly, the maps also vary very much in quality. Some are bangers and some are really beautiful, but some maps are very flat and boring, especially the later parts. So I enjoyed the beginning of the game because the end is just kinda alright. It seems to me that the dev got a little unmotivated in the last part of the game. Don't get me wrong, there are still some good maps, just not all of them. There are also some maps which are pretty big, but sadly that doesn't really matter, because you can't even find anything in those big maps. There are many houses you can go into, but there isn't anything to find. This game also has a stalker-esque mode called Zone Patrol. The gameplay in the background is from Zone Patrol. It's basically an open world broken up by loading screens. The levels you also already know because the maps are reused from the campaign and then chained together. You play as a soldier of some sorts and you have to find missions in the world. Sadly, I don't like this mode at all. The open world is very empty, the combat isn't as funny as in the campaign, I don't get where I have to go and what I have to do. Nothing is explained, the weather and anomalies just annoy me. The whole mode isn't made for me. It just throws me in this world where I don't even get a hint on what to do. So sadly, I don't want to play through this mode because it is just designed like shit, in my opinion. So well, here we are. I just made a review about a game in which I just shit on the game. But all of this has a reason. I went into this game with high expectations. I thought this game would be near perfection, like Half-Life. But if you look at it, it just can't do that. Half-Life 2 was made by professional video game developers, which had much experience, more time and resources, and they did a lot of testing. So it's just impossible for one solo developer to get on this level. So I kinda want to apologize. This game is for sure a passion project for the developer, Siris Pendrake. He made the game how he wanted it to be, a little like Half-Life, a little like Halo, and a little like s.t.a.l.k.e.r mixed together to make something of his own. And if you look at this way, it's a very cool project, which you should definitely check out. The only thing which ruins the vision of the game is the price, because it's a bit too high for my liking, because well, Half-Life 1 and 2 together are cheaper than ADACA alone, so definitely buy it when it's on sale. Also check out Siris Pendrake's YouTube channel, on which he posts new devlogs for the sequel to ADACA. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.